Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a tool that's been a secret weapon for marketers for, well, years: business mailing lists. If you've ever felt like you're just shouting into the wind, hoping to find your next customer, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
No matter what business you're in, we all share this one big quest, right? The search for customers. It's the lifeblood of any company, but man, it can really feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack sometimes.
Sound familiar? You've poured your heart and soul into creating an amazing product, an incredible service, but actually getting it in front of the people who need it, that's a whole other ballgame, and it can be seriously frustrating. And here's the thing you got to remember. You are so not alone in feeling that way. The real trick isn't just about finding more customers. It's about finding the right ones, the ones who get it, the ones who are going to be your biggest fans, the ones you build a real partnership with. So, how in the world do we find these perfect customers? Well, try to picture a massive, endless universe filled with potential clients. The goal isn't to just scream into the void, it's about knowing exactly which star to aim your telescope at. I mean, what if you had a tool that was like a cheat code, something that let you speak directly to your ideal customer, knowing exactly what they care about before you even introduce yourself? That's the power we're talking about today. And the scale of this opportunity is, well, it's huge. Right now, there are about 70,000 different mailing lists out there that you can tap into. We're talking a combined database of around 1 billion names. That covers pretty much any industry or interest you can possibly think of. Your next customer? Oh yeah, they're in there. Okay, so let's be clear about what we mean. A business mailing list isn't just some random spreadsheet of names. No way. It's a professionally verified and enhanced database. The keywords there are accurate, updated, and complete. It's all about giving you the power to market with incredible precision. With 70,000 choices, you can't just close your eyes and point. You need the right tool for the job. It's kind of like astronomy, right? You need a specific telescope to see a specific planet. So let's look at the different kinds of telescopes you've got at your disposal. All right, this slide breaks down the four big ones. First up, you have compiled lists. These are built from public sources, like business directories. Think of this as your wide-angle lens, perfect for broadcasting a message to a big specific group, like all the architecture firms in California. Next, response lists. These are way more focused. We're talking about people who've actually bought something through direct mail before. They're a goldmine for similar offers because you already know they're receptive. Then you have attendee lists, and these are hyper-targeted. These are folks who went to a specific conference or trade show, so you know for a fact they're invested in your industry. And last but not least, subscription lists. This is your ticket to reaching the readers of industry magazines and newsletters. Super powerful stuff. Now, let's really drill down on the two most common types, compiled versus response. Think of it this way. Compiled lists are all about reach. You're casting a wide but very strategic net. It's for making a big splash. Response lists, they are all about conversion. These are proven buyers, people who have raised their hand and said, I buy things this way. So one is for building awareness and the other is for closing the deal. Okay, so we get what these lists are, but how do we actually turn that data into deals? Let's get practical and talk about putting this into action. So you're going to come across a term called a data card. Don't let the jargon scare you off. It's basically just the list's resume. It tells you everything you need to know, what it is, how big it is, what it costs, and this is the most important part, how often it's updated. Because an old stale list is a totally useless list. So how do you pick the right one? It really comes down to 3 simple steps. First, get crystal clear on who you want to talk to. Be super specific. Not just VPs, but VPs of marketing in the software industry. Step 2, check that data card. You want to see that it's been updated recently. And step 3, here's a pro tip for you. Ask for the usage info. See who else has used the list. It's like checking the Amazon reviews before you buy something. And once you've got that perfect list, oh man, the possibilities are endless. You can run classic direct mail campaigns, which are still incredibly effective. You can power up your email marketing, do some super focused telemarketing, or send out exclusive invites for webinars and events. It's basically the high-octane fuel for your entire marketing engine. But does all this actually work? You bet it does. I mean, just look at this. This is from a major organization, Northwell Health. When you get the right data into the hands of a great team, you get, and I quote, exceptional performance. That says it all, doesn't it? It's the power of talking to the right people from the very beginning. So let's boil this all down. What's the big takeaway here?
Why should this be something you're seriously thinking about?
What I love about this chart is how clearly it shows the value. Look, the biggest slice of the pie, 40%, is precision targeting. That's the game changer. When you nail that, you stop wasting time and money on people who were never going to buy from you anyway. And that, of course, leads directly to a much better, much more cost-effective ROI.
You know, at the end of the day, here's what you need to remember. A business mailing list isn't just a file of contact info. It's an invitation. It's your chance to cut through all the noise and start a real, meaningful conversation with the exact person who needs to hear what you have to say.
They're out there. Your next best customer is waiting on one of those lists. So the only question left is, are you ready to go find them?